center. And even the class like the duty and kind of the job, the children of the yard. But I must be satisfied with our blessed Lord. Take everyone in charge of those so please. My God and my King, but I hear my cries. Hear my groaning, Lord. Hear my weeping, my moaning. My God and my King is our Lord. I'll do the home sick this morning. Pass by them if they will be so please. Keep them on praying ground on what street from. Lord, as for my ears, Lord, and they cannot hear. Some eyes and they cannot see. Some are mouth and they cannot speak. But reach out and touch each and everyone this morning. Oh God, I know, Father, you know I have desire concerning each and everyone this morning, Lord. I'm only want to thank you for life and for hope and for strength. This morning, blessed Lord. You see, and you know, and you understand. The Lord is my light and my salvation. We shall I fear. Father God, what Father, which art in heaven, holy be thy name. We say thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses. And we forgive those who trespass against us and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Use you.
So, Miss Cannon, how are you?
They ask you how is you? I don't hear you yet. Baby, you don't hear me.
Yes, I'm
How is
okay.
you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
just taking it
Yes.
one at a time.
Yeah, Kenro.
How is you?
I'm good, man.
Walk to the studio by the grace of God, make your body strong.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay. Of course, yes.
have to be
Well, I don't
the
think,
feet, man.
of course, man. Since we get to last week, I call back how much time I don't get you.
We had some difficulties last week with the phone. So, it,
Okay.
yeah, so that was the reason.
Okay. Well, I will try. today.
Okay, we look forward to
Because,
your call, to your contribution.
okay. So what is about it?
So, our topic this morning is how does wearing a wristwatch daily affect our mental health? So, the simple watch on your
Yeah,
hand, the watch,
that a bad topic.
that's a good topic.
Well, let's say what she
So, tell me why you say it's a bad topic. Why you say it's a bad topic?
I don't know what to tell you. I have to plan now. I have to get to see me bring out.
Why wearing a watch? Why do you wear a watch?
No, it's one thing I don't know.
Why you doesn't wear a watch, Miss Kendra?
Sounds like that how much what?
Hmm.
You
But
you must have a deeper reason why you don't like to wear a watch.
I don't like thing on my body, like jewelry.
Okay.
I don't like it. I go wear earrings, but it's a stopper.
Okay.
Okay.
The long flat thing. It's too heavy for me, so I can't bring it.
So yeah, all that bracelets and them some of them women not having theirs, they don't see you with that.
But I can't bring it. Okay. Can't bring it. Okay. Oh. I will- Okay. Continue for a lot of so I never wait to talk with you are over.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. But you might be interested based on the information, based on research that we did, you might be amazed about that simple gadget. Well, that simple accessory, sorry.
It's true.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna make a I'm gonna make a tag back.
Okay. Okay.
When people talk back, a lot of dangerous thing does result in Kenro. When people talk back,
Yes,
remember the man that talk back what he found out.
but I wouldn't do it. Oh, that guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a lovely Tuesday morning in the meantime, and we'll catch up with you and choose to call us back
Okay.
to contribute, yeah?
Yeah,
All right.
I
Okay.
will.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. So yes, Roy, I wasn't finished yet with football, so touching locally now. So you had a very interesting match between the front runner, one of the front runner, that's Paradise FC International. And they
Hurricane.
take on, yeah, team kept down the boy from Sunset, the boys from Sunset City. Yeah, Hurricanes. And
Yeah.
there was a nice twist and turn to it when, like, Hurricane would have dominated them about the first 25 minutes of
The
the
match,
game.
yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they were pressing so much. They were the team that was able to really open up Paradise, creating the space and getting the ball to flow across the face of goal. And it resulted in a goal through the captain, Moran Philip. Um, but they could not hold on to the entire end of it all in the lead. When the second half, the beginning of the second half, really belonged to Paradise, Paradise International. So about the first 25 minutes of the first half, 25-30 minutes, really Paradise came out with a vengeance and was able to score two quick goals within that period. So they went ahead after equalizing, and that's how it ended. Yeah, that's how it ended. But what I believe is really working for Paradise as compared to the players of Hurricane. You see, Paradise, they normally do the training during the daylight. So sometimes the sunlight would be beating them going into the evening, right? The afternoon sunlight. Whereas Hurricane, most of the training has been done late into the evening on the lights and things. So, and they had to play the game 4 o'clock. So Paradise, right, exploit the prevailing conditions better than Hurricane, because at one time you would have seen how burnt out Hurricane players are. Yeah. So that is really working for Paradise. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people are questioning themselves because remember they are getting lights now. So would they be so effective um, after they get lights and the lights has become a norm for them to operate with?
But just
That's
I think
you
what
know.
what I'm thinking, most of the players they have jobs
Yeah,
on Hurricane team,
that's what it
right?
has always been.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that over time you have
Meaning that they have to go make the day work and come
right
back.
and then come back and play,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So probably they exhausted at that
No, and the
point,
game was played on Sunday, so
right? But okay, normally you have games during the week
yeah.
as well. So
Most of the Premier League game at the moment is being played on the weekend.
weekends, right?
Weekend, yeah.
Right? Some of them, they do construction. Some of them, they do physical education in schools, and they have the different classes, different grades, and whatever. What I'm thinking, if you have players on such a professional level, right? Because most of them they represent Green, they're on the national team.
A few of them, I should say.
Yes, are on the national team. If that is the case, I mean, they have to leave, they have to eat, they have to drink, and whatever. Don't you think that on a country level, probably,
On a national level.
right,
Yeah.
that they should be provided with maybe a stipend or something
Yeah, well,
on a daily basis and on a monthly basis too for their upkeep, so that they wouldn't have to be pressured so much into focusing on, finding that extra dollar.
yeah, I see where you're going with this, and that's something I've been raised quite a lot in the past. In other words, they should be treated more as a professional.
Professional,
Yeah.
right? Mm-hmm.
But um, I believe it will be a difficult undertaking for just the GFA to
Mm-hmm.
upkeep. And that's why I believe maybe the government might have to come into play here to somewhat assist with such an undertaking. Yeah. That is my humble opinion. But not just an opinion. When you do the workouts, right, the calculation, it will be be a very costly exercise to do so, right?
Yeah.
And that is why I believe it will be so necessary that government may probably have to step in to help in that regard because the GFA, I always know it because I've been in there, and sometimes people feel that the GFA is getting so much money, but many decades ago, remember, you only used to have maybe just about two national teams, the national senior men's team, and you probably may have a youth team, depending on the age cycle at the time. Probably might have been under 19 or so. But nowadays, you have a number of national teams at different age group, and it's not just male; it's female as well. So it's vastly different nowadays as compared to how it used to be before. So quite a lot of money does be used up for things like preparation of national teams. You're talking about um, ticket for air travel, accommodation. It's huge, really, really, really huge. Could tell you that for sure. Yep. So I guess by now we're ready to dive into.
So let us just take a quick commercial break, and then when we come back, we'll go straight into our program for today.
We offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at
Sugar's Repair
929
Services.
445 4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand you can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929 445 4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfon and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact
1845.
WeNoise TV at
Sugar's Repair
929
Services.
445 4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. WeNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929 445 4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
The theme song.
We are okay. So let us delve right into our topic for today. How does wearing a wristwatch affects us mentally? So it says here, based on research, that wearing a wristwatch daily can affect mental health by impacting self perception, potentially increasing conscientiousness, and influencing perceptions of time. While it can boost confidence and a sense of being prepared, the constant awareness of time can lead to stress, a feeling of being pushed, and for smartwatches, data related anxiety. The specific impact also depends on the watch's style and the personal meaning the wearer attaches to it. So, watches do more than just tell the time. Have you ever noticed how time feels different depending on what you're doing? Sometimes minutes fly by, and sometimes they drag on forever. It turns out it's not just the seconds ticking by that changes, it is how we feel about time. How we experience time actually has a big effect on what we do and how we feel. And the watch we wear is a key part of that experience. So, just going back to the question, have you ever noticed how time feels different depending on what you're doing? You know, you have days when you feel like time seems to drag, and then we made the comment, what there's the time? Did they just time to fly, time to go in? It's like time stick. And we normally make that comments based on our day.
I can tell you for sure. On quite a lot of construction sites, a lot of workers, sometimes they don't have no wristwatch or so, or they may not have the cell phone, and they always question the time because they can't wait for that full
Right. Mhm.
hour to come to leave. And with that question pertaining to me, I know and I can use football because all my life I do describe my life as a lifetime of football on many occasions. Because ever since I've known myself, it's really football, football, football. And so in my playing days when I was at my peak, having to be playing for McDonald College, and that would be in the 1980s, Eagle Super Strikers. I also played for Grenada on the 19 and on the 23. So when you're in a game and you are behind, and you're wishing, Lord,
Yeah, one more
you
time.
wish this time could
Just
not reach yet.
especially
When you
when
think,
your team is playing
when
and
you're behind, that only you only have that feeling when you're behind. Or you have that feeling. It's quite the opposite
for
when
the
it's the
winners.
other way
Yes,
around.
yes,
When
yes.
you're in front of you, you want that you can't wait for to hear that
That
last
that
whistle.
that we saw to go.
You know, and that used to really stress me out. When I'm behind, well, it's stressing you out both ways because when you're behind, you're wishing that the time can go on and on and that you
Right.
find that equalizer and if possible get a chance to go ahead and just steal a victory there, you know. And if you're in front, you're under the stress because you wait under how long again that and sometimes the referee tell you the time, but you can't wait for
For
that
the
time
time
to
to go.
hear that final whistle because you know you don't want that team to come and equalize with you, you want full points. So
Yeah.
these are the kind of stress I know I used to find myself one night
Mm-hmm.
playing football.
Yeah.
I can speak to that.
But you have days when you're just home and it's like probably you're just relaxing and you're saying like how come did they just drag in? Did they just drag in? Time look going no way. Did they just drag in? And it's based on I think it's based on what you have to do throughout a specific day. Time plays a great factor in what you have to do. Because sometimes you have an errand to run, right? And you leave home say like 9 o'clock. By the time you turn 12 o'clock, you say, "Well, what happened? Where did time go?" You know?
Girl, and the thing about us, right? I believe we do take time for granted a lot of times based on the time we would leave
Hmm.
to get where we
Want
want
to
for the
go.
time that was arranged for
Right.
us. You understand what I'm saying? And realizing nowadays it is not like the 60s and the 70s. I tell you, I remember as a boy growing up, walking Monk River Road. I used to walk from Monk River to Surtees and back maybe about 4 times before I see a vehicle pass in the 70s. This is not no joke, right? I don't do anything.
Yeah.
I know you're smiling and you're laughing, but I'm dead serious. Dead serious. Nowadays, you stop in any little by road, and
Yeah.
before you know it, the traffic will build up. Somebody would be honking that
Yes.
horn
Yeah.
on you. You got to move out of the way.
Yeah. True.
So what I'm really trying to say is that nowadays you're really supposed to be leaving home very early. You have to cater for like traffic build up.
Right.
Maybe even there might be because the chances of accident on the road
It's
nowadays
much more higher.
is a
Hmm.
very high probability
Yes. Yes.
happening. So you have to cater for all these things nowadays based on how the times have come.
Okay. True. Hmm. So how we experience time actually has a big effect on what we do and how we feel. And the watch we wear is a key part of that experience. Watches are everywhere we look, on our own wrist, on the wrist of people around us, But have you ever really stopped to think about how these personal timekeepers might be changing how we see things and what you do? So, understanding how the way we feel about time affects our daily lives can help us use the time we have in the best possible way.
But don't rule out also that a number of people you see with a nice flashy watch, it's all part of the dress code nowadays, not so much the significance of having the watch in. Let's not get twisted for that thing.
And sometimes they watch even a bad shot.
I'm telling you,
So
some of them may not even know
time,
it's just a flash of dress code.
yes, sometimes
Honestly.
you ever watch too much of color clothes, so you just put it on.
Especially if a little gold plated and watch up
Bling.
some ring on the hand or something. It's just a kind of bling, yeah. I'm telling you,
It's true,
it's
it's
not really
true.
the significance
Significance of
of what
time.
it, yeah,
Yes, of
yeah,
time,
yeah.
yeah. Let us say good morning to William Broadcast 107.5 FM. Good morning to you. Good morning to Mary. Good morning to you. Good morning. Okay, the number to call if you want to contribute towards our topic this morning is 404-1189. We look forward to your contributions. So it says here, how watches affect your behavior and attitudes. It is important to understand how the watches we wear can change what we do and how we feel. And here are some ways your watch can affect your behavior. One, how we see time. The way we experience time greatly changes our behavior and attitudes. Different people can feel very differently about how fast time passes based on what's happening around them. Time can feel very fast when we are having fun, but it can seem to go very slowly when we are bored and worried.
That is so correct.
Yes,
They got it right.
of course.
Hammer on the head, the nail.
Mm. For instance, a child during say like a fear or some social activity in school, they have a bouncy castle. They say 10 minutes. That child would go inside that bouncy castle, and when that 10 minutes finish, it's like less to that child it might be about 5 minutes.
Oh yes.
Because the child wants to jump so much and have so much of fun inside the bouncy castle. When the person come and they say, well, you know what, you have 10 more minutes or you have 5 more minutes, it's like to that child, it's like, but I just got in. What happened? Where did the time go?
Well, that's a usual thing. Time flies when you're
Having fun,
That's
right? Yeah. So how fast or slow time feels can change depending on how much we are focusing, how hard it is, and how stressed we feel. Watches can have a big impact on how we sense time. Having a watch right there can create a feeling of needing to hurry or feeling pressure, which can make time feel like it is passing more quickly. On the other hand, if we don't have if you don't have your watch on, time might feel less pressing. If we understand the link between how we feel about time and how our watches work, we can use our watches better and live lives that feel more productive and happier. And let us go back to having a watch on or around you and not having a watch. So you're moving more freely, right? You have a watch every time you look, it's like, I'm pressed for time, I'm pressed for time. That is the time. I have 5 more minutes, I have 15 more minutes. But when you don't have a watch, it's like you're free, you're on your own time. You're doing things, it's like you're not even conscious about, it's like how much time you take to do a particular thing, you know? So there's a difference.
But then I would say a very progressive person would be very much want to be acquainted with time. Yes. I would dare say such.
But then a self-conscious person would be aware of how much time they take to do a particular thing.
Well, yes, that too. That
Yes.
too. But to me, you cannot really exist in a very serious way and positive, meaningful way without total disregard for
For
time.
time, right? Yeah.
I'm not saying it happening that way.
Yeah. So we have to look at how watches impact what we do. And watches have a big effect on human behavior in many ways. They can change how motivated we feel, how much we get done, how well we make choices, and how worried we feel. When we are always aware of how quickly time is moving because of our watch, we have a caller. Let's take that call. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine. We're fine.
Good. Okay, sorry, I just joined in and then you were talking about time, and I felt like this topic is for me because, because I mean, I do not have a good relationship with time. Okay.
Mhm.
And it's not, I'm not trying to justify, but I really don't. And I mean, Claire's my girl, and she knows that. Like, I always joke with her, I said, I'll be late for my own funeral because I would have to go somewhere, and I'm looking at the time, and it's like, okay, I have to get there for 12. And 11:30, I'm still in the kitchen doing stuff, right? Even though I know it's not far I have to go, but I don't take into consideration the time that I need to go take a shower, the time that I need to get dressed, the time that I need to drive there,
Yeah.
and it's really, really a problem that I have, and I have to develop a relationship with time because I don't. Mind you, most times I get there on time, but I have to like rush.
Right.
Like my husband always says to me, like, one day the cops is gonna hold you, catch you for for whatever reason. But this topic is for me, and I really, really have to learn to manage my time.
Okay.
So I'm sure Claire would be happy to hear me sing this forum this morning.
That topic really,
All right.
really prick your
Okay.
conscience.
All right. Thank you. That was Jenny.
Okay.
Close
All
friend
right,
Jenny Mason.
all
Thank
right,
you for your
Jenny.
contribution.
Thank you, Jenny. Yeah, so that topic really hit home for her, man. Right?
Yes,
That
yes,
it
yes.
clean on her
Yes,
conscience.
and
But right, we don't continue. What she's saying, that used to really happen with me too. I remember when I used to be working in St. George, I have to report because I used to do electrical maintenance for the Ministry of Education. So most of the time I have to report to St. George. That time the Ministry of Education used to be at the mouth of the tunnel, just on the side. And even if I get up 4 o'clock in the morning, I used to go down with the rust. During those days, I used to be living in Darby and we had the white bus. I don't know if you may remember that. Even if I get up 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll still be running for the bus. I'm seriously that.
it's like what? You have to get everything done,
Uh,
and then at the end of the day, you're not even seeing what you had to get done.
that's it.
What's the reason? It's like, what is the reason? But then
No,
one thing I could give props to my past workplace. Any event we had to get to,
yeah,
we had to reach. We had that standard, that level.
yeah,
Our standard that
yeah,
we pride ourselves in reaching at least 15 minutes before
yeah.
because to get to the
Yeah,
location, right?
that's one thing I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
to
right
get
about that.
right. We
Mm.
so and one of the reasons for that is that you never know what could happen or what changes that had to be made along the way. So that was one of
Yeah,
the
that's one
reason.
good attribute to
Yes.
tell you for that for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really good. So,
Mm. Okay.
and it pays off to operate that way.
Yeah.
Same point I was making nowadays when you have to drive to certain areas, you never know what you'll be turning on.
Do we have another caller? Let's take that call. Oh, we missed it. We missed the call.
Oh, you missed the call?
Yes, we missed the call.
Caller, you will call back. It's, yeah, so, but then again, too, so, yeah, having to, depend on what occasion that is coming up for you, um, the the wristwatch could put you under immense pressure mentally. So,
Yeah.
for example, you probably may have to, you have done some tests and you have to go back for the results by the doctor.
Just cut. Just cut.
Yeah, so, and you have to go to pick up the results.
Good morning.
Okay. Good morning.
Morning.
How is everyone doing?
We're good.
Good. I am so
Good
happy
morning.
to hear my girl Jenny this morning.
And she's commenting. She says sometimes I get so angry at myself.
I know, and it is, and the person that is sitting next to you there,
Mm.
he has an issue. He has a problem with time too. He's not accepting that he has a problem with time.
Is that true, right?
We,
Is someone that just told
He
you?
mentioned that earlier. He accepted.
I said that was before, but that has not changed. He's still always late. And that's always what used to threaten to fire him when he come to do the program.
Right,
I take it
And
over.
right.
but I'm telling you,
It seems that if you want to
you
be the
know,
one to cast the first stone, go
I
ahead.
stole in. I will rock too. No, but you see, for me, time is something that I really, really, really take to heart because when you when you have to go somewhere and you know you have to reach for 12 and you get there, you leave home 10 to 12 to get there at 12. I hate doing the walk of shame anywhere whatsoever. So I always try to be at least 15 minutes before I go anywhere. If you tell me that, okay, Claire, I'm going and we're going to be there at 12, I'll be at your place at 11:30. And I made that thing myself. If you ask me to reach there sometime and I get there and you're not there, I am going, I'm leaving. I am not saying because time is very, very important to me. Because you know the funny thing is, when we have to go to work, or we have to catch a flight to go somewhere, we find there to go early
Yes,
and
that's
wait
true.
for, even though you have to wait 3 and 4 hours for the plane to leave at 9, you get there at 5:30 in the morning.
Mm.
So why is it that other times we take it for
For
granted that we
granted.
could
Yeah.
go anywhere at any time and do whatever we want? Time time makes the world. And that's why they set standards for you to get to work at 8 or get to work at 9 or get to work at 10. And if you realize it's saying 8 to 4, 9 to 5, 10 to 6, and all this kind of thing, it's time because the country, you could make a country make or break on time. And if everybody is slow or not taking time seriously, we are in big trouble. And I remember Jester said, coming back to him, that they had a concert some time ago, either a year or so ago, and the artists and so they came, the people did the national anthem on time, and 11 o'clock the show starts. So that means they do not have any respect for the people that paid their money to come to see the show that starts at 9:30. They start 11, and a lot of the people have to go to work the next day. So when 2 o'clock in the morning, the artist that you went to see is performing at 2, you get all tired already. You're going home maybe without even seeing him. So I think we should really take time seriously, and that's why we have wristwatches. That is a tongue twister,
Yes.
wristwatches for time and not just for bling. Thank you.
But Claire, before you run off, because I was going to touch on that, some people attitude towards time would have led others to become very sloppy or timekeeping, especially like when you're in organizations and things. Because as you state, you would be turning out early all the time, and after that, you realize most of the members coming in late, and after all, you're feeling watch. You know what? I accustomed going early. Look at the time they just come, and you're starting to fall in.
Fall in a pattern.
So that usually happen too. I don't know what you say about that.
Claire Jenny saying it's a good thing she called you ahead of time on Saturday. On Saturday.
Claire had time leave. Yeah.
Yes. So when we are always aware of how quickly time is moving because of our watch, we might feel we need to use our time wisely. This can make us feel more pushed to finish tasks. However, constantly checking a watch can sometimes make it hard to focus because it's like you're under pressure.
Yeah,
It's like you have to do a presentation, and it's like every time I check the time, what 5 minutes. It could cause anxiety,
yes, certainly.
right? It's like, am I prepared enough? Every time you look at the time, and it's like the closer the time gets, the more anxious you get, right? Watching. Oh, she's calling back. Hello.
I am calling back.
Go ahead. We're hearing you.
We are in your plan.
Okay. I am calling back because the point that just to make when you go somewhere and you're always on time and then people come in afterwards and just walking in as though, it's okay. And they say to you, oh, it is Caribbean time or oh, it is Grenadian time. Let me tell you this. My time is my time and do not take my time for granted. If you say the meeting should start at 6:30 and I'm there from 6:15 waiting for you to come at 6:30 and you're not there, I have a problem with that. And I will speak up about that and I would not change my principle to fit you and become lackadaisical and say, oh, they come in late, so I'm going to go late. No, this is my principle and we don't change principles, we change laws. I am not going to change my principle to fit you to make me come in later because you are coming late. That's my business.
So you don't give a
Late?
grace period.
What?
You don't give a grace period, no?
When you say grace, what do you mean?
Correct. Yeah, the meeting is supposed to start strictly at 6:30, but they'll say, okay,
Yes, but
let me give them just a little 5 to 10 minutes.
oh yeah, well, what she said is that she's
Okay,
gonna talk about it after. She says she's gonna talk
here
about
this
it.
Jester. Roya said the place of employment that we were working at.
Yeah.
We get there 15 minutes and half an hour. You're under that same thing, Jester. And you also said that when you're going to play, you're going to comment on football, you like to get there early to see if things are happening. Just as the program that you're doing right now. We start at 10, but you don't come in at 10 and say, okay, let me start setting up 10 o'clock when the program should start at 10. Roy is there maybe 9:30, quarter to 10 to see things going. This is principle. This is principle. And not because you just might walk in at 5 to 10 and you know that Roy is already there. You just speak. Don't speak. I'm watching you. Because you walk like 10 to 10 or 5 to 10 and things already set up, you just sit and you think. But it takes time and if you do not have discipline about the time, you wouldn't get anywhere because time in money. Let's take it just you're but you're an electrician and I ask you to do a job for me and you say, okay, Claire, it's going to cost you $3,000 for me to do that whole thing free. I said, okay, I am going to pay you $3,000. How long is it going to take for you to do that gesture? Oh, it's going to take me a week. I agree with the week. At the end of the week, you're supposed to get out of my house. If you take 2 weeks to do it, that means your time is not valuable to you and time means money. So that means you're losing money because you take 2 weeks to do the job that you say you're going to take 1 week to do. And that is what a lot of us don't get. That time means money. And if you do not value your time and you're not disciplining yourself for the time, then boo-hoo, so be it for you. You are the loser, not me.
Yeah,
But I know at the end of the week, get out of my house.
but sometimes, there are some unforeseen circumstances that do occur that you have
Yes,
to, which
I do
you
Yeah,
understand.
but in communication, yeah.
don't
But you also say about grace period.
no,
Ask you. Hold on. When you go to meetings and stuff, and you have a meeting, and they said, okay, the meeting is going to start at 6:30. They look around, and there are certain people that are not there to get the meeting going. You get that grace period of let's give them 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Sometimes, yes, they get stuck in traffic, and it's no fault of theirs. But then there are those of us that leave 10 minutes before the time the meeting is supposed to start, knowing the time of the day that traffic is going to be a problem. So they come and they use traffic as an excuse to get there late. The grace period is supposed to be 10 minutes or 15 minutes that. And if you're not there, we start it. I firmly believe if I have to go to a function and start the function, if only one person is in that audience, I am going to start at 7 because you have to learn. Because you know what, Jester? We are of the notion that if we're not there, things don't happen.
Sure.
And they have to wait on me for things to happen. That is not supposed to be the thing. Unless you don't take drastic measures, people would not change. And that is my thing. I'm not gonna shift my principle for anybody who would want to be late. You come and do the walk of shame. I'm gonna sit there and watch you coming in late and feel like a fool.
Yeah. Thank God of the life in North America that have you so strict with time, girl. Oh, that's so good. Um,
That's okay. That's okay. And I'm okay. I'm benefiting from it. Benefiting because people don't wait for people. Even though people don't wait for people here.
no, but
You say you go about your business because if you say to me, I'm going to be there in 10 minutes and you did not call me and say, Claire, I'm stuck in traffic for a minute. I said, okay, I'm going to wait for another 10. If you did not communicate with me when you come, you'll just maybe smell my perfume that I was standing.
on a serious note, on a serious
I'm
note,
telling you the honest truth.
on a serious note, what is killing us as third world countries? Lack of timekeeping. That is one of the things. And
Time management.
when we get to the international countries and thing, we realize now we have to straighten up and fly right. We can with that same lackluster kind of behavior with regards to time. So I know for a fact that is one of the things that's killing us in third world
But you know
countries.
what,
So,
Jester?
yeah.
Here is strange thing about it. When you come, like you say, travel to the big countries and you realize how important time is to everybody. And you follow that. But the moment you come back home, it's like they shoot it out of you. You start falling back into things. And I mean, you have to know within yourself what time means to you.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Yes. If we would, on a serious note, we could be doing so much
Much.
better
Yeah.
if we only pay some more,
Attempt.
much more regards to timekeeping
Yeah.
in our country. And I've seen it. That is killing production in our country. I'm seeing it happening,
And
you
when you
know,
see technology is
especially within the public sector.
servants, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And when you see technology is at the forefront right now, people spend so much of time. You see them posting, everything every minute.
Yeah,
Anyone in well, that person is not at, on the job, you know.
yeah.
Kathleen Ledlow is saying that time waits on no man. Good morning to you, Kathleen. Good morning, Kathleen Ledlow.
Good morning to you, Kathleen.
So watches play an important role in making decisions because we often decide based on how much time we think we have.
Yes.
For example, we might decide to wait to do something until later because our watch tells us we have more time then. But we might rush to finish something to meet a deadline shown by the clock. So having a watch can also change how we feel about time passing and how important we think different tasks are.
But that is so correct because being conscious of time and based on what you probably may have to deal with, you may have to make alternative
Decisions,
decisions.
right?
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely have to,
Yeah.
based on the
And
circumstances.
lose money.
Yeah,
Money comes into play because something so you have to do something a particular time and you have to pay extra
it affects
to
almost a lot of things.
yeah.
It affects. Yeah,
Because for instance you have to get a particular bus at that time, right? And that bus you normally travel on that bus going straight to, for instance, that bus going straight to Grandance, right? You live in from Sotes, you're paying $5 when you get a particular bus, you're going straight to Grandance, you're paying $5. If you miss that bus, you have to pay the additional 250 to go to Grandance.
yeah,
So
cost you
it
more.
costs you more,
Yeah, but yes, that's
right?
one of the consequences of not adhering to the time.
Costs
There
you
are
more.
consequences.
Yeah. Right? And even for instance, we have to do the program. We had a little hiccup this morning before the program started, right? Probably if I just came in at the time the program's supposed to
Just
start,
ready to start.
then probably we would not be doing the program today,
Yeah, it might take
right?
us a much longer time before
Oh, right.
we got started.
Yes. So how our watches change our feelings about time. Watches greatly change how we feel about time. Seeing the time clearly can remind us how important it is to be on time. This can make us more likely to arrive when we when we are supposed to for plans and meetings. The type of watch you wear can change how you feel about time. For instance, traditional watches with hands might make us feel a sense of history or appreciate how they were made. Digital watches or smart watches might make us think about modern technology and a fast paced world. Understanding how watches affect our feelings can help us use them to have a better relationship with time. So, how watch technology impacts society? And watch technology has a big impact on society by letting us keep track of time more personally and accurately. This has helped us organize activities better and keep things on schedule. As watches become portable and common, people could manage their own time more effectively without needing to be near a public clock. When we think about who used to have the watches back then, who could have afforded a watch back then?
Understand? Not just that it wasn't all that popular. And for us, yeah, as you say, I remember all this sort of transition that took place,
Yeah.
that took place from over the decades, I remember a lot of people back then used to rely on maybe the position of the sun to give an average of time.
We have
Yeah, I remember that clearly.
yeah.
Right? Vividly so. Not just that, I remember the church bell,
Right.
RC church would
Right.
ring 6 a.m. in the morning,
Every
12 noon, and 6 p.m.
Oh,
So that's 3 times of the day.
okay. Well,
Other
when I was
times,
in the
other
Subway,
times
that
you will hear it ring is maybe when you have some church service, you might some funeral or something. But on the ordinary day when there are no other church service or anything, that's 3 times of the day you hear the church bell ring. 6 a.m. on mornings, 12 noon in the day, and 6 p.m. on evenings.
wow. But
Because most people didn't have devices of tracking time back then.
But I think the one in St. George's, I think it goes off every hour.
Well, right, you have something like that. But that
Every
become a little more modern.
then right.
Yeah, still.
Right.
Yeah.
But then hearing the clock, just the last time I was in St. George's and I heard the clock off and I was like, it's like people we're still using that clock still working.
But
It's like
but it's good. It's good to have
I mean
clocks still, right?
yes, but I mean it's like we that it's like that's so ancient
No,
ancient. It's like
whenever
that.
I hear it,
Mm-hmm.
I feel good about it.
You see,
Yeah.
because of the era you came from,
Yes,
it's like it
yes,
was
yes.
always there,
Yeah.
so it's like a reminder. It's like a reminder to bring you back.
Yes.
But for us,
Our has strike. That's what it tells me. Just when you hear it goes off, our has just struck.
mm-hmm. yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like something. It's like what? It's like that clock and that and them reading still. It's like
Yeah, man. Yeah. And I love it.
yeah.
I love hearing it go off. I'm telling you. Yeah.
So as as watches become portable and common, people could manage their own time more effectively without needing to be near a public clock. People, well, is that even working still?
No, but in terms of watches, has become very, very
It
popular.
has
Not
become
just
popular.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Have a lot of well, cell phones and things nowadays.
Yeah.
There are even some devices that make up with radio and clock and things like that together. Some of the devices that people have on their own table. But the thing about me, I once I get up on a morning time, once I rise, the first thing I'll do, I'll go down on my knees and relate to the Almighty. After that, the first thing I want to know is the time, what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will feast. I will feel like a fish out of water than if I don't know the time
Yeah.
after.
But I think that's the first thing. Well,
Yeah.
me, that's the first thing I normally do. Just check the time. As soon as I wake up, check the time. So then you know how much time I know how much time I have to play with, how much time I have to do whatever, how much time I have to cook, how much time that's the first thing I normally do on a morning. So the use of personal timekeeping devices has changed how we live and work, allowing for more complex personal schedules and better coordination in daily life. Watch designs have changed a lot over the years, from early portable clocks and pocket watches to digital watches and smartwatches we have today. These changes in design have had a big impact on what we do and how we feel about time. For example, early watches and pocket watches made the passage of time more personal and visible than public clocks did. This helped people get better at being on time and getting things done. Watches people could carry with them allow everyone to manage their time more carefully. The development of digital watches and smartwatches, which gives us constant updates and reminders for our schedules and to-do lists, has made us even more focused on managing every minute.
Yeah. I know, I haven't really ever got serious, I'm not sure how I should put it. Uh, Not correct with the time and not really because of your fault. Let me tell you why I'm saying that. You know, at one time I really used to take a lot of time from my cell phone.
Mhm.
But remember, the cell phone we come from the States, come from abroad, and it's been programmed to the time.
Right.
And then now, you know, at certain time they will change the clock over there.
Right. Time
And that
zone.
time, what
Time
that
zone.
messed me up. That's serious.
The changing time zone. Yes, yes, yes. We have a call. Let's take that call. Hello?
Hi. You
Yes.
know, let me ask you a question. You know, you have your wristwatch, and they say there are all kinds of watches these days. But have you ever forgotten your watch at home and you only bus stop and go back home for it?
Yes, that could happen.
I do that all,
That
I do that.
that seriously could happen.
Because
It's like
listen,
somebody going back for the cell phone.
what I could leave my cell phone home and not go back for it, eh? But my watch, when I look at my hand, I feel so empty. It's like my watch is part of my clothing. I have it. I look at my hand and I can't find it. The bus late. I might be late that morning. I'm going back home for my watch.
But
And it's something that is something that has been in me for a long, long time. And you know, you had the Timex watch. Timex was about the first watch that I had. And then you had the Casio watch. And then they come into smart watches and stuff now.
but
I'm not too happy. I still have those manual watches that you put a battery in and it still goes around. I keep that as my antique watches. I still wear it because they were special gifts to me,
Mhm.
and I don't let it go bad. I wear the
okay.
smartwatch every day because we exercise and you get your steps count and everything like that. But it's like I feel naked when I do not have my watch on my hand. If I forget my phone, I'm like, whoever wants to call me, I'll get his call. But my watch, I'll go back for my watch at home and to keep it on my hand. And like you says, time. People things have changed time and time makes you feel like important, let me put it that way. Because sometimes you're walking along the street and somebody asks you, can you tell me what time it is? You look and you tell them the time. If I do not have my watch, I cannot sit and then I have to dig for my phone and get all distracted and all this. So I think we may not pay much attention to wrist watches, but mind you, it's in our life and it's making a big, big impact on how we live our lives today.
And then when you want to go and ask, you have to go and ask somebody from what ask somebody what time it is.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be embarrassing too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could be embarrassing to Every meeting, every person you meet. You got tell me what's the time?
Yeah, especially if you know you're working with a schedule and you have to get there by a certain time, and because you don't have your personal timer with you, you have to keep relying on some
Somebody,
person
yeah.
to
And then
date you on the time.
right, and everybody time
That
might
is
not
not an easy thing to do.
everybody time clock might be on the same
Exactly.
time, eh?
Exactly.
That's the next thing. And that could be a big throw off, you know. So thought I had 50 minutes. And somebody else they come and they say,
Sometimes somebody might give you a wrong time too.
right.
Not everybody you see posting it watch could really read it.
Let us take a quick break, a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact
1845.
WeNoise TV at
Sugar's Repair
929
Services.
445 4463, or you can email us at WeNoiseTV at gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand you can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929 445 4463, or you can email us at WeNoiseTV at gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belford and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back.
Welcome back to the program
Right.
Take Five for yet another Tuesday. And
Tuesday, 16 September, half of the month is already gone.
hi. So the emphasis of the topic today is on time.
Yes.
And Roya, let me just take the opportunity to express my most profound sympathies to the family members of the late Ruki. I don't know his correct name, but I know his roots. He's from Chantilly. His father gone to the great beyond as well. Was a man named Plow. He used to run bus as well. And Ruki's a bus driver
Bus
at that
driver
time.
on the western side.
Yeah, and I heard of his sudden passing this morning. I just want to express my deepest sympathies to his I know he has children for sure. Um I don't is his mom still alive?
Yes, she is.
Yes.
Yeah, she normally kind of bus.
On the
too.
go still?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that should be a real blow for
I
be a
think
real
her name is Dale.
yeah. So it's really, really a sad moment for not just the family members, a lot of
External.
people who
Yeah.
rely on his bus service to get to
Right.
their different destination
And it
on
was
a
greatly
daily
affected. We're
basis.
speaking on time, and it was it played up his him not
Right.
being there, bus not working this morning.
Yeah.
His buses, I think he have two buses on that route.
Okay.
A lot of people was by the road this morning.
Yeah.
Were by the road this morning.
I
So, yeah. And we're talking about time.
Yeah, so they will, some of them would have
Were
been
affected
displaced of time. Yes,
this morning.
yes.
So looking at the psychology of time and watches is interesting. It shows how important watches are in our daily lives. And understanding how we see time and how watches affect what we do and how we feel can help us have a better relationship with time. The way we understand time has changed because of technology, including watches. This has had a big effect on society. While it has helped us to be more accurate, work better together, and get more done, it has, it has also brought new questions about managing time. It is important to know how the watches we use affect our feelings about time and what we do. And this can help us use time in ways that help us get more done and feel less stressed. We can understand our relationship with time better and use this knowledge to live more satisfying and productive lives by studying how we feel about time and how watch technology affects society. So choosing a watch you like can also help you feel more organized and on time. This one we talk about the type of watch you like. Some people might feel comfortable with it digital, so they don't have to they might leave out the minutes to say like
Yeah,
it's 29 minutes too or 15 minutes too,
yeah.
so they prefer to use the
Digital ones.
yes.
Yes,
So so like they're more precise.
that's true.
The type of watch you like. They talk about the type of watch. Some people they might be more comfortable with the
The analog
uh,
one,
right.
you might
Sorry,
say?
yes, analog
Yeah,
watch. You know, the the make. Some people are allergic to certain make in watch. You might have a watch that is how they call it? What is that material? Aluminum also. Um, zinc.
yeah.
Some people might be allergic to based on the material, whatever they make the watch with.
That is made of.
Yes. Some of them you get rashes and
Yeah,
so some of them you have a watch and you're not even comfortable with it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, some people they don't remove them their watches from their hand easily. They sleep with it, they do everything with it.
Do you think
Yeah, sometimes
you're supposed to remove
it's like some of them use it like a ring. You know, when you take it out, you see white.
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
some people don't think of the watch as what.
Yes.
But I can't feel comfortable sleeping with a watch on my hand. Yeah.
Let us look now at some positive takeaways of wearing watches. Wearing a watch can increase your confidence and self perception. What are your thoughts on that?
Can you please repeat?
Wearing wearing a watch can increase your confidence and self perception. How you think about yourself.
Yes. Whereas that might be one aspect, but on the other hand, it could also create for you um the sort of kind of emotions that leave you in a sort of imbalanced state at times because of the anxiety, knowing what you may have to deal with. So I am agreeing with you, but other times it could also bring out other effects.
Right? So we're looking at the positive ones. So it could increase your confidence because it's like I am aware. It gives you that sense of authority. Make you feel, it's like I'm in control of my
Yeah,
time. I'm in control. I control how I do something, what I do, when I do it. So I'm in charge.
yes. And okay, I can speak on an occasion. Maybe, as I said, I like to use football there. So I remember a time when I was in, if I come from in,
Go ahead.
when we were playing secondary school football, and I remember Grenada SD Comprehensive, and that would have been the year 1986. They came to our home ground, which was four, and they defeated us 1 goal to nil. And wow, we felt so down, just so let down for the rest of the school, the staff. So when we had to play that return game, and then we did our practice and then boost our confidence, and then right, that clock. We can't wait for that day to meet them on the tough now because we know what we. I tell you, we couldn't wait for that time to reach because we were well energized. We boosted our confidence and we decided, well, we're stealing that when we come up in plain sight. And that is exactly what happened in the return. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I agree with you. Can't wait for that time to reach.
Do you know that based on the type of watch you have on your hand, it can boost your confidence? I have a Rolex. I am Mr. Jester Noel.
Rolex
The
is
brand.
is an expensive brand.
Right.
Rolex.
So that could boost your confidence. If like you're on top of everybody's on top of the world. Right? We have a call. Hello. Call.
Hi.
Yes.
Listen, when you think about time and the big impact it has on our lives, think about it. You talked about the bell in St. George that rings every hour, and Kathleen Ledlow did say yes every hour. Think about this again. We that live in North America, we have daylight saving time. So there are times in like November, the clock is going to move back 1 hour. So we'll be sleeping. I don't know if it's less or more. We're getting more sleep. And come April, it's going to spring forward again for another hour. And that messes up our whole system because it makes us feel like zombies a lot of the time because either you you get less sleep or you think you get more sleep, but you are not totally there. And in those times, if you have to go to church and you do not change your clock, you may go to church really early or really late. And then think about it. Places like England, when you fly there it leaves like you have 8 hours or 4 hours ahead. So while I might be 11:30 here, they are 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 3:30 already in England. Think about Australia and all those places. We all are on different time zones, and that's why it affects us really, really bad. If you're flying from New York to Seattle, they call it the red eye when you're coming back because the time there is different also. They're 3 hours behind us in in New York and and Canada and stuff, even Vancouver. So time really, really affects us in all kinds of, not only mentally but physically also, because our body do pay for the difference in times.
Yeah.
And just think about those people that works on shift. You will hear that people that work the night shift, or they cannot catch themselves. And even though they come home to sleep in the daytime, their body clock is not letting them get a restful time because it's off.
Yeah.
And then you work 2 hours, you work in the night from whatever to something in the morning, and then the next 2 weeks you go back to days and so. So all this has a big part to play in time in our psyche, and that's why it affects us mentally. And some people really actually cannot function, so they leave the job
Yeah.
because it really, really messes up your biological clock.
Yeah, because
Well, that case.
Mary is saying in
Hmm.
Toronto, time is money. Um,
I said that
and it is
before.
like a
Mhm.
baseball game. Three strikes and you're out. Yes.
That is so true.
Yes.
Good for telling us that, reminding us, right? Which time? Because when you go to work and the first time they might accept it, okay, she gets stuck in traffic or something. The next time you call in sick. And then the third time they said, well, no, you're the only one that gets stuck in traffic or you're the one that's sick. They wouldn't tell you anything. They might talk to you, also give you a letter. And so the third time is hasta la vista.
Yes.
And when you call for reference at those places, they might try to give you a good reference and they say, what is her weakness? Well, she does not show up to work on time. You're not getting a job easily in a next place. So time really and truly do means money, and it has a whole lot to do with how we live our lives. And so it's not just a watch on your wrist anymore. And you were talking about just the people that do not remove their watch. It's like a ring. There are some watches that works with your pulse. If you take it off, the watch stop work.
Oh,
Wow.
And when you
Technology.
put it back on, it works again. It works with your pulse, auntie. My husband had a watch like that. And I used to say, can it work on my pulse? But I don't. So anytime he takes it on, he put it on the watch stop on. The minute he put it on again, just go back to the time that it's supposed. So a lot of people do not remove their watch for reasons. It's not that they really like the watch. Also, some people do like their watches, but it's not that. It has a lot of watches to do different things. And if you're wearing a Rolex and you want everybody to see that you're wearing a Rolex, whether it's fake or not, you wouldn't take it out. And when you want to say hello to two persons, you're waving your left hand because you want everybody to see you're wearing a Rolex. But, time, it may seem simple to us that, we're going down the road and we're taking our time. As what people say, we're taking our time and go there. As Catherine said, it waits for no one. And whatever time that is already gone, you cannot get it back. So we really have to make time for ourselves and make time for everything around us, because if you don't manage it, it's going to manage you.
Yep.
Done.
Bye.
thank you very much, listeners and viewers. At this time, we'll take a short commercial break and we'll be right back.
At Sugar's Repair Services, we offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact WeNoise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belfin and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
And we are back. Time. How does wearing a wristwatch?
The tongue twisters.
Yes.
That's
Wristwatch affects you, affects us mentally. So we live in a world where time is everywhere. The phone buzzes with notification, your laptop has a glowing clock in the corner. Even your oven has a time stamp on it. So you ask the question, why are there still people who wears a wristwatch every single day? At first glance, it might seem old-fashioned or even redundant, but psychology suggests there's more to it. If you're one of those people who strap on a watch before leaving the house, your choice likely says something deeper about your personality and how you approach life. It says that you respect time as your most valuable resource. Peter Drucker once wrote, time is the scarcest resource, and unless it is managed, nothing else can be managed. So it's saying here that if you cannot manage time, you cannot manage nothing, nothing else.
I do believe that. I seriously do believe that.
Yeah. So with that's the kind of mindset people with watches tend to have. They know every day comes with a limited number of hours and they don't want to waste them. So wearing a watch is a subtle reminder of that. A subtle reminder that we have a limited hours in a day,
Yeah.
right? And timing is everything. What having a watch is not always an accessory. It is survival. So once you train yourself to treat time with respect, it bleeds into the rest of life. You stop showing up late. You stop saying things. You stop saying yes to things you don't actually want to do, and you start realizing that every wasted hour is one you will never get back. It also says here that you are intentional with your priorities. So wearing a wristwatch shows that you're intentional with your priorities. And Stephen R. Covey, he says the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Let me take that again. Stephen R. Covey says the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. People who wear watches usually live by this rule, even if they don't say it out loud. They don't just let life happen to them, they organize their days around what matters. And to think about it, checking the time on your phone, wearing a wristwatch daily affect our mental health. Thinking about it, checking your time on your phone, it usually ends in distraction. And this one is very true. You go on your phone to check the time and you end up scrolling on Facebook. You're scrolling, you end up on TikTok, on Snapchat, right? You just one thing you went on your phone to do, right?
Hmm.
Just to check the time, and you end up checking all your emails, all your chats, right? So it leads to distraction. You glance at the lock screen and suddenly you're in your messages. Then you're scrolling through Instagram. Then you're answering a random email. 10 minutes gone. By the time you check yourself, 10 minutes gone. A quick flick of the wrist, just the time, no detours. And that choice to avoid distraction and keep the main thing adds up over the years. The difference between people who feel constantly pulled in hundreds of directions and people who seem grounded even when life is busy. So let me take that again. The 10 minutes gone by you using your phone to check the time, it causes distractions. But with you using a wristwatch, you just flick the wrist and all you see is just the time, no detours. And that choice avoid distraction and keep thing, the main thing adds up over the years. Is the difference between people who feel constantly pulled in 100 directions and people who seem grounded even when life is busy. So, it also states here that when you wear your wristwatch daily, you value discipline over shortcuts. And discipline equals freedom. According to Joko Willink, discipline equals freedom. And it sounds like a paradox, but it's true. The structure of wearing a watch daily, choosing it, strapping it on, and using it instead of relying on a device signals discipline. A simple watch. And discipline creates the freedom to focus on bigger things. For example, the pattern at the gym. A guy shows up 3 or 4 times a week, don't look stressed or rigid. They usually seem freer. And that is because of the discipline they give with their bodies to give them energy and the confidence that spills into everything else. It is the same with time. A person disciplined enough to wear a watch is usually disciplined enough to follow through commitments, meet deadlines, and avoid cutting corners. They've trained themselves to do the little things right, which makes the bigger things easier.
Definitely.
So we look at us just a watch. You see, a watch could have so much impact that if I don't wear my watch, I'm not really disciplined enough. A watch has a very very great impact.
Yeah, watch. I said it before. Somebody that wears a watch is very much cognizant of time as to how they program the schedule of doing things. Yeah. So for a very busy person who have certain things to take care of, they'll say, okay, well, I have 1 hour to get that done. I have to deal with this. The other hour is for this. So whereas some other people, they don't business about that. They don't care if Tuesday fall on a Friday. Yeah, you say, yeah, but I like to be conscious about the time. You may not see me wearing a watch, but I always take time from some device, whether it's my cell phone or whether it's the clock
So
in my
aren't you
feet.
just
So
before we think, do you get distracted?
distracted from
Yes, using a
going to check
device,
it.
using your device. You said you don't normally wear a watch, but you use a device.
Yeah.
Do you get distracted from time to time using a device?
Well, yes, I do get distracted at times, but a lot of the times, if I decide to allow myself to be distracted, if I seriously decide I have no other time, like to be browsing through a cell phone, I just strictly look at the time and go ahead doing what I have to do. But if that I realize I could have a little leeway, then yes, I may just browse through. I can pull out the phone and I might see some WhatsApp messages and then I may go
Right.
through
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm really pressed for dealing with certain things, I'm not allowing myself to be taken up in that. I just leave that for some later on. So
Okay. So let us just take a quick commercial break and then we'll move on to why or the importance of wearing someone who wears their wristwatch on a day-to-day basis. So they can stay with us.
We offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact
1845.
eNoise TV at
Sugar's Repair Services.
929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. WeNoise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand you can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. We Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Are you looking for that one local supermarket where you can purchase all your grocery and household items at the same time? Well, look no further. Smart Buy SA Belford and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today on 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Buy. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
Yes, welcome back. So Jester had to leave, so I'm here. Our topic this morning is how does wearing a wristwatch daily affects us mentally? And it says here that persons who wears a wristwatch, you you prefer clarity over clutter. And there is something simple about about glancing at your wrist instead of fumbling with apps. Instead, a clean watch face delivers one thing: the time and nothing more. That preference for clarity often carries into other parts of life. People who wear watches tend to like order, directness, and precision in their relationships and work. Someone who whips out their phone to check the time, they tend to look distracted. It is a small detail, but it speaks volumes about how much value you place on clarity. A person wearing a wristwatch, it is often said that you balance tradition with practicality. And yes, watches are practical. They keep you punctual, but they also carry history. For centuries, people used watches as tools of navigation, professionalism, and even identity. And if you wear one today, you're part of that lineage. You like blending the old with the new. That doesn't mean that you are stuck in the past. It means you appreciate tradition but still want to serve a function. For example, let us think of about cooking. We love experimenting with modern flavors, but there is something deeply grounded about learning a classic recipe, the way it's done for centuries. A watch is like that recipe. It is timeless, reliable, and always relevant, even if trends shift. This balance is rare in a hyper digital world where everything gets discarded for the newest thing. A wristwatch is proof that some traditions are worth keeping, especially when they help you stay grounded. And this one is a big one because, like other devices, other things that was there long time, a watch or the time is always relevant. We need time. We need to know the time. Wearing a wristwatch tells that you lean towards authenticity. And let us be real, wearing a watch is a choice in a world where you don't need to. That makes it an authentic signal. You're not doing it because everyone else does. You're doing it because it feels right to you. Brene Brown once said, authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. And that captures captures the spirit perfectly. Watch wearers aren't trying to chase the latest smartwatch update or flex for approval. They are grounded in something real, something meaningful to them. That sense of authenticity usually shows up in other areas of life, in relationships, in work, and expressions. And I've noticed that people talk about their favorite watches. They usually tell a story. Maybe it was a gift from their father. Maybe they bought it to mark a milestone. And that is not about trends, it is about truth. And truth has a way of shining through everything you do. As Claire mentioned, she earlier, she said that her husband had this watch, so a watch could be a gift or it could be a milestone, a gift, right? And the bottom line is a wristwatch might look like a small accessory, but it reflects a bigger mindset. You respect time, you live with intention, you see discipline as a path to freedom, you crave clarity, you appreciate tradition, and lean towards authenticity. Wearing a watch every day does not just keep you punctual, it hints the kind of person you are beneath the surface. So the next time someone asks why you still wear one, you might smile and say, because it's who I am, right? So wearing a watch, a wristwatch, it says a lot about who you are as a person. It says a lot about what you stand for. It says a lot about your daily activities, right? It says a lot, right? There are reasons to avoid wearing the same watch daily. One of the reasons is to avoid wear and tear. Another reason is mismatched occasions. And when we talk about wear and tear, let me just go a little bit in details. Daily wear accelerates wear and tear, risking scratches and damages, especially for high-end or luxury pieces. We have a call, let's take that call. Hello?
Hey, who would have thought? Tell me, who would have thought that a wrist wearing a wristwatch had that large impact on our lives? Like it talks about intention, it talks about appreciation, about clarity, about authenticity,
Yeah.
and being punctual and all that. It is amazing because you look at everybody wearing a wristwatch, but it has different meaning to
To the
different people.
people. Right.
And the thing we talked about going to sleep and going to wake with time. Something we didn't talk about. It take time for breakfast, time for lunch, time for dinner. So time even plays a part in how we look after our health.
Right.
So you would never in your wildest dream, if we didn't do that research on wearing a wristwatch, I think a lot of people are shocked as to the things that comes up as wearing a wristwatch and about time itself. We all know that they say time moves the world. Time goes and it never comes back. Time flies. When you think about all the things that they talk about time and how it affects you mentally, it is mind boggling. I
Yes,
would have
it is.
never thought about all the things that were in a wristwatch and talking about time. I'm going back to the clock in St. George's again. You know, I think you may hear it in Victoria. I haven't, but it depends on which part of the island you are. The fire trucks in the morning at 6, you hear the siren goes off. You know it is 6 o'clock. And in the evening, it goes off at 6 again. So there are a lot of little things around us, a lot of intricacies that makes us remember about time and how we should use it and what it feels to us. When you hear the siren goes off, you know it is 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you know you have to go to the garden at 6, once you hear that siren, you know it's time to pick up your cutlass and pick up your boots, and
Right.
away you go. In the evening, if you have a meeting scheduled for 6 and you hear the siren goes off, you know, hey, it is time for that meeting to start. So, I mean, thank you so very much for bringing up this thing about time this morning and how it affects us mentally. And it does, because from now on, I know a lot of us that has wristwatch, looking at it differently,
Different.
looking at the things that it does for that time does for us. And let's hope that we make a lot of changes. As just to say in the Caribbean, we have this thing about time.
Yeah.
We don't have to. We don't have to continue saying, oh, it's Caribbean time. I know it's Grenada time. Caribbean has no time. We all operate under Greenwich Mean Time and we follow that. So if we're going to continue to strive to be productive in our lives and into our country, let's all put what we learned today about time into practice. Thank you
Thank
so very
you.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Right? So just to summarize, wearing watches increases our confidence and self-perception. It boosts our conscientiousness. It gives a sense of purpose and mindfulness, and it gives a personal connection. It, it causes you to appreciate craftsmanship. And for watch enthusiasts, owning and wearing a timepiece can foster an appreciation for its mechanical art and craftsmanship. The deeper the personal connection and meaning the wearer attaches to the watch, the more profound the internal and external psychological effects. And we have come to the end of our program for yet another Tuesday and another mental health program. We thank you, our listeners, or the persons who commented, our callers. Thank you for joining us. Do enjoy the rest of your week, and we look forward to seeing you on another program. Thank you for joining us.